A limp mic, Lenny. It's dragging. It's a limp mic. It needs to be erect. Oh. Hello, everybody. I'm going crazy. I'm broadcasting live from Bucharest, Romania. The plan for today is to maybe do some drawing studies. Hi, what's up, R? Damn, you're always here so fucking fast. Anywho, like I was saying, the plan for today is to do some drawing studies, listen to some debates perhaps, and that's about it. Give you some updates on booksmarts.twitch. Did Bookie see DM talking shit about him? What's my dungeon master got to be talking shit about me for, bro? Thought we had an alright game. What could they possibly be saying? BSGG? Yeah, the booksmarts.twitch website. If somebody has a timestamp dingleberry, we could maybe take a look at it, but I don't know, dude. I kind of just want to chill out. Like, if they are talking shit about me, it's whatever, dude. Everybody talks shit about me. It sounds very defeatist or whatever, but, you know, I don't know, bro. Everybody talks shit about me. I kind of just deal with it. One thing that I'm noticing is these YouTube chats are not making it into my on-stream thing. Hey, YouTube chat, can you spam a bunch of messages so that I could see if they're showing up in the chat window? Oh, no. They're definitely not. Interesting. I wonder why that is. Let's see. Let me go to balls. Well, I don't see that anywhere. Oh, okay. There we go. There we go. YouTube chat is caught up. There we are. Good job, guys. Hey, Bookforker, what's good? You know what? Life is good, brother. Life is good. My business prospects are good. All the websites end in GG, I guess, because it's like a gamer thing. I just bought the domain a long time ago based on destiny.gg, and Vosh and everybody has it, so I just figured I'd grab it. But yeah, man, I mean, everybody talks some shit. Everybody says some dumb shit. Then you hop in a room with them like Dan, the tiny man who does nothing but stan. And they fall apart, you know, so it's not that big of a deal. I doubt Demonmama would operate in the same way, but I don't know, dude. It's not like I want to engage in any of that stuff. Like, when it's cut and dry and very easy to respond to, like when Rem was talking a bunch of shit or when Dan talks a bunch of shit, I'll respond to it. But some people are out here looking for fights because they enjoy fights, and that's not the kind of stuff I like engaging with. These early streams will be the death of me. So worth it. Oh, I'm sorry, buddy. For me, they're kind of early as well. Where can we find the Dan conversation? On Destiny's page, and don't ask me for the date or a link because I don't fucking know, dude. I think my editor's trying to post that. It's just delayed, I think. Oh, okay, interesting. So yeah, like I was saying, we'll be going through some basic shit today. We'll go through all that really, really fast. I just want to give some updates on what I've been working on, why I'm not like streaming every single day or whatever, and just catch back up with you guys. Before this, I was listening to SillySerious talking with Pisco and some other person about hypotheticals, and she sounds kind of based from what little I saw of it. Don't hold me to the fire on the entire conversation with her being based. It was just that little snippet, and I was like, oh, I like this. Did Dan actually buy the bs.gg domain? No idea, dude. Who cares? Anywho, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of music while I send out alerts and stuff, and then we'll get into it. This first track is going to be Electromagnet by PictoChat. To get more information about Picto, you can use !Picto. Enjoy! right, and the next one is satellite. I'm just kidding. I know that the mic was muted. How is everybody today? If the webcam goes out of, what's it called? Out of focus, let me know. I've been having problems with that, testing it offline, and I have no idea why that is. But hey, how are you? I hope everybody is doing well. Hope everybody has had a good few days. I know it's been, I don't know, like a hot second since I've been online. A lot of work in the background. That'll actually be what we talk about today. I got my cute little notebook here with all the things that I need to talk about, and we'll go through that. And then we will jump into listening to the debate or conversation of your guys' choice whilst I draw. Maybe we'll even do music or something, preferably a debate. I'm in a debatey kind of mood. You want to know why? I was primed and ready for it. And I'm not talking Prime Kai. What I was doing before this stream is listening to SillySerious talk to Pisco and somebody else, I think their name was Bagel, about hypotheticals and their use in a panel about abortion and torture and some other stuff. It's good to see somebody who is educated in philosophical matters commenting on philosophy and its use on the platform. I personally find SillySerious to be a breath of fresh air whenever she talks about pretty much anything I've seen her talk about, and this would be included in that group of things. Granted, I don't know how the whole conversation went. I don't know if she held her own or if she had other crazy positions. I'm not endorsing the whole thing, just a little bit that I saw I enjoyed. I think that, and, you know, debate people are going to be upset with me about this, but I think that we often go to hypotheticals way more often than we probably need to when we're having panels, we're having debates, or we're having discussions. And here's a rhetorical tip for everybody at home that is not doing Twitch politics. Hypotheticals are something that people don't necessarily like to engage with, and a lot of that has to do with how you're cooking up those hypotheticals, okay? There are 101 reasons why someone may choose not to engage in a hypothetical, and unfortunately, all of those reasons get diluted down to or distilled down to this idea that, oh, this person doesn't want to engage with hypotheticals because they're bad faith or because they know they're wrong or because they're being stubborn. You know, like, it's always something really negative. And granted, when we watch these online political conversations, it's very easy to paint that picture. However, again, we're speaking to people in the real world. There are plenty of reasons, ranging from your utilization of the hypothetical, how you set it up, what it's about, that person's personal life, their level of interest in the topic at hand, that are all going to factor together into the reasoning behind why they choose not to engage in your hypothetical. So I think that this was a helpful like jumping off point to just mention to the people at home that if you're engaging with somebody in a conversation about whatever and they don't engage with your hypothetical, take a step back and consider if you could bring the conversation to this point or discover what you're looking to discover through questions or through real life examples or through other means other than a hypothetical, okay? Because that is one tool that you have in your tool belt for discussions. When you find that it doesn't work, when you find that there is like a screw that you're trying to screw with like a flat head, and you're tearing up the top of the screw and you're starting to wear it out and that tool is not working, you need to switch to another tool. Because similar to a screw, if you flatten out the top of it and you make it to where no other tool will work other than an extracting bit where you have to drill through the center and then pull the fucking thing out, you're kind of hurting the prospects of how that conversation can move forward at all. You're requiring the use of a tool that really shouldn't have to be used for what is a simple job. You need to switch out for maybe a Phillips head or something else to try and get that out of there. There's a lot of different ways to skin that pig, and I would suggest to try something else. And don't try something else super frustrated and blame it on the other person. Try something else and consider that maybe that wasn't the right tool for the job, right? Because when you use that and when it doesn't work, that is the feedback that you're getting. This tool was not the tool for the job and it's not working for you, right? And continuing to just hack at it and hope that it works because in your mind it should work is not going to help the situation, right? You need to kind of take account of the circumstances you're currently in. And in those circumstances, it appears that that tool does not work for whatever reason, right? And the reason is not so important as finding the next tool that is going to work or assessing the situation and choosing a different course of action, right? So just something to keep in mind. A lot of people won't engage with hypotheticals in the real world for a myriad of reasons. And I think it's on you as the person who thinks you're five-head and watches all this stuff online and who has a lot of experience with debate and rhetoric and all that stuff to pick something else for that job and to be the flexible person. Kind of a theme on the channel, and again, this is coming from me watching back a lot of the older content and trying to figure out what are the main themes that I'm kind of trying to hint to or I run up against when I'm talking to an audience. One of those themes is, I think the pardon this feminist, the bigger man in the conversation, or rather the bigger person in the conversation, also should be the person who's more flexible. So if you're frustrated by somebody else not engaging with something that you're doing and you want to throw all this hate and vitriol at them for not engaging with it, I think you need to take a step back, take a step up, and rise to the occasion and do something different. Be the flexible person, because if these thoughts in your mind are correct, then the onus is going to fall on you to make the changes in the conversation necessary to move it forward, right? So keep that in mind. Hi, Booksmarts. Hi, chat. What's up, duder? Rape analogies are the sledgehammer in this analogy, methinks. Maybe. Use a spoon and see how that works. Maybe, dude. I mean, maybe. If I have a debate I want Bookie to review, do I put it in the chat or in the recommendation panel? If you want me to review it and I reject it offhandedly and don't want to review it, which often happens, you can commission that review. We're going to be talking today about some of the behind the scenes business stuff that I've been working on and what has been successful and what hasn't. Hint, hint, big thanks to the community for helping out and for offering to help with transcription work and video editing and all sorts of other stuff. I really do appreciate all that. It has been super helpful. Thank you for the sub. But yeah, you can always commission that. For $50 an hour, you can commission that work. So bear that in mind. So if I reject your thing offhandedly on stream, you can recommend it on stream, but I do charge for that work because it takes a lot out of me. Thanks. Wow, we got a couple of subscriptions there. Destiny feels bad for you. Uh-oh, what is this? Foss's DOS. Let's take a look. Let me make sure that's working in OBS. Yes, it is. Okay, let's see. What is this?
Do y'all see that major hater, Booksmarts?
Major hater.
Really? But I'm so charitable to you in reviews and stuff. Why am I a major hater? Like, yeah, I dislike your style and stuff, but I think I treat you more fairly than most other people on this platform. Even when it hurts me to do that. So that's not super fair already off the bat, but we're all performative on here. We all talk shit. Let's see how the rest of this goes.
I don't look into it because I find the
Poor Booksmarts. My community hates him. Vosh says he's a Destiny dick rider. Demonmama hates him. What a rough guy. What a rough position.
Yeah, and what really sucks is I do feel like I go out of my way, well, maybe less with Steven, because a lot of people will come to his defense. I don't need to be another one of those people. But at least for both Vosh and Demonmama, I do feel like, though I have my criticisms of them, I try to be like fair to the point of being overly charitable on a lot of positions that they take, or a lot of things that they say, or a lot of criticisms they receive, both from like people in my audience and others. So it's a kind of, it feels bad, man.
Annoying, but I heard a lot of talk about this guy. Apparently he.
Okay, wait. Let me check real quick. Okay, so my population growth is 7.2.
This fucking game, dude.
When the clone vet finishes.
I've been listening to him in the background while I've been playing Battlefield and stuff. This game seems so absurdly complicated. I know that for his brain, he probably enjoys it, but man, does this seem like quite the undertaking, or difficult to follow at the very least. I still don't really understand how it works. It's kind of like Risk, but with a lot of like resource management stuff. I'm not sure.
It's still 7.2 per month. Wait, is there a job? Monthly organic pop growth. Does it even require a job?
Hater smarts. Yeah, apparently, dude. Apparently.
Critical resource shortage. Whoa. Shit.
Maybe because you bundle all charitable comments with, now remember, I hate them. Fair enough, buddy.
Sorry. How am I so out of food?
I don't know, bud. It's tough.
Okay.
Am I supposed to keep watching?
Is it 7.2 a month over here and then 3.3 a month over here? They're two separate things. I see.
God,
wait, but these don't even take a job to run. So look next to growth, pop screen. Yeah, I see it. But these don't actually take
You're done? Oh, okay.
So they seem like free as fuck. What were you saying before? That it takes 50?
It was a clip, so I thought clips like play for a certain period of time. Is this video that he's watching, the Demonmama thing where you guys are telling me at the very beginning about? Is that what we're looking at here? Booksmarts, your dedication to the improvement of rhetoric in the Twitch political space is admirable. But, I love that but. You can only polish a turd so much, bookfucker. Well, if you can make clay balls into marbles, you could probably turn poop into something admirable, I think. Booksmarts, it's here. Okay, let's check this out. Why is Demonmama's face red? It's probably a Halloween thing. Given the aesthetic of her channel and stuff, I'm sure it's a very fun time of the year. If you don't watch much of Demonmama's stuff, part of her aesthetic and whatever is she likes dressing up and wearing costumes and doing her makeup. So I imagine, why am I being so nice? I feel like she's just so rude to me in this clip. Whatever, dude. So I'm sure she's having a really fun time this time of the year because she likes dressing up and stuff. So this is probably some kind of makeup for the Halloween times. Is it okay to watch Destiny on Twitch if he's banned right now? Ooh, good fucking question, dude. Probably not. Supreme did it, I could do it.
Did y'all see that major hater, Booksmarts?
Can I just listen to this in 3x and then give my opinion on it? I think I can understand her at 3.5. We're going to go 3.5. I'm going to play it just really quick. Here is the timestamped link in the chat. So if you're curious about this, you could check it out yourself. But Otherwise, I'm just gonna watch this really quick.
I heard, not alligator, that's annoying, but I heard a lot of talk about this guy. Apparently he agreed with me originally. And then he got yelled at on stream.
No. So you already got this wrong, Demonmama. So I didn't agree with you originally. I said that I think that Hans is a bigger obstacle to the conversation than you. So that's a far cry from agreeing with you. I actually explicitly stated in the beginning that I disagree with your position. And I said that I thought it was a bit of an absurd position. So just to clarify that. Now, the context of this may be that she was saying that she thought Hans is a bigger obstacle in that conversation, that I agreed with her in that regard. So to be super charitable to her, perhaps that's what she's talking about in this clip. If she's talking about the position that she went into the debate with, no. I believe in Hans's position.
Dream, my daddy, and back down. Ooh, bro, keep tucking your tail like that. Ooh, God, that's sad. And you know what's cool? I don't ever.
No. Well, you know, this is a really, really good opportunity. So let's talk about this a little bit. So part of the rhetoric that she's using here is to imply that changing your position, particularly if it's coming from somebody that you respect, is like a dog tucking its tail between its legs and stuff. If you've watched this channel long enough, you probably can guess what I'm going to say about this. I think that making concessions and changing your mind, especially in the moment, is very difficult for people. It's something that I advocate for people doing. It's something that I practice in my personal life. You can talk to Too Mad, you can talk to Wicked Supreme, you can talk to Lucifer, and I'm sure a whole host of other people. When I feel like you've told me something that is contrary to the truth that I understand, or when you've put forward some really good arguments, or when I even get the hint that I might be in the wrong, I'm very quick to concede on that and either go back to the drawing board and look at it from that person's perspective a lot more, or to just concede altogether and say, I probably have this wrong, or if all the puzzle pieces are there to like change my mind, then I change my mind. It's something that we always repeat is very difficult for people. It's something I advocate for people to do, so I try to practice that as well. Now, there were quotes that Stephen gave me that I had gotten wrong during the course of the review. There was one particular quote from Hans where he had mentioned education from the very beginning, and I thought that he hadn't. And then the very end of the conversation where Demonmama refuses to engage with what Hans is saying, I had a different read on that as well, and it was an incorrect one. So you combine these two things together, along with a third appeal that Destiny made about being overly charitable, which is a common problem that I have, and it painted enough of a picture for me to agree that I got those things wrong, concede on them, agree and understand with Destiny's position. If that's his opinion, I think it's supported by the facts. Although I didn't change my entire position on it. So while I agree with Destiny's takeaway that he got from the same video that we watched, I still do think that there are a lot of things that Hans could have done to improve that conversation. And I think that Hans made more decisions during that conversation to make it a worse one than Demonmama did. And so I stick by the belief that Hans should have been the one. The onus was on him to improve that conversation. Now, I also am putting more of the burden on Hans because I think Hans, from both his branding and his personality, is more capable of making those changes, of being the flexible person and taking on the burden of improving that conversation, right? So that was something I made less clear during my initial review, and it's something that I've clarified more since then. So to address what she's saying here, I don't think that you should criticize people for like changing their position when they're changing their position because of facts that were brought forward that they were incorrect about, right? And so I don't want you guys to have the takeaway that of what she's saying here. Like if someone in your life is insulting you because you changed your mind after being proven incorrect about something, don't let that person get under your skin, because you're doing something that's good. You're doing something that we often expect other people to do in much more challenging positions. And I think it's a positive thing. So it disappoints me that she has these opinions, but it doesn't surprise me, right? And again, I'm like trying to keep very like balanced here, or like very to not get like heated or super upset at what she's saying. And I'm just trying to use this as like a leaping off or what would you call it, a stepping stone to explaining to you guys something that's going to maybe help you in your life, in your conversations. That's something that I did a lot more of in the channel in the very beginning. It was something that I think led to the belief that I'm like way more humble than I am, or way more patient than I am, or more helpful for improving conversations. I actually, going through my email and catching up on it, and going through Discord messages and catching up on it, it was so cute. There was this guy who was in part inspired by my travel stuff that I talk about, whether it was Mexico or now Europe and Romania. And he actually took his little niece on like a journey around the US. And another viewer had mentioned that they're doing travel plans when I hung out with them in Europe. And, you know, part of this project of going back through the old VODs and trying to figure out what it was that gave people value in the channel, I think comes from this place of trying to cool down the ego, be more chill, and realize that I'm in a position where I get to talk to a lot of people at once, and really taking that seriously. And that's what I'm trying to do here. She's going to say all these things. I'm sure that there's more that would upset me. And if you ask me in private, I'm sure I would tell you it upsets me. But I'm here to use this as something that can benefit everybody, rather than just taking it all and responding super emotionally to it. So that's what I'm trying to do. Honestly, it sounds like she just believed what someone else told her about you instead of checking it herself. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Counterintuitively, admitting when you are wrong is a pretty brave thing to do, especially in these online spaces. I think it displays some vulnerability to an extent. Yeah, and it's not an unfounded belief to think that that makes you vulnerable, right? Because while I think some people in my audience, perhaps some people in Destiny's audience, appreciated that I made those concessions, lots and lots of people didn't. When you show that vulnerability, people jump on it in the way that Demonmama is jumping on it right now, right? We often expect people to make these changes in their beliefs, but when they do, that opens you up. It is a legitimate vulnerability, and people are likely going to jump on it and make fun of you and, you know, just be rude about it. And so if you go down that path of admitting when you're wrong, I think you also need to accept that that is a really real vulnerability that you're opening yourself up to. I just think that it's better to do that and pride yourself on the idea that you did the right thing than it is to be afraid of the vulnerability, to be afraid of the criticism, and continue to hold on to a belief for the sake of your ego or your pride that is not true, that is not truthful, that you were already convinced off of privately, whether you chose to admit that or not, right? So, yeah. You are not playing League? No. So if it does say that I'm playing League, I should probably change that. Let me check that out real quick. I know that I'm taking forever to get through this. Some people are going to be upset about that, but others are not. It doesn't say that I'm playing League, so good thing about that. Anywho, let's go ahead and continue. It's a good character builder and helps you learn versus shutting yourself from criticism. Yeah, for sure. Booksmarts, this is just a reminder that you need to say something edgy and performative. Just trying to help you get to that $2.7 million house. I don't think we'll ever get there, dude. And I'm totally fine with that. You know what? Water finds a way down the hill. You know, it's going to find every nook and cranny that it can travel through. I have a feeling that that's what we're going to do on this channel, right? I'm going to be guided by the force of what I think is right or what I want to see in the world, and I will find whatever way I can to fund that endeavor. And it's likely not going to come at the cost of the endeavor itself. I have written down here in front of me, and that's actually a good little segue. I promise we'll get back to the video in a second here. That's actually a good little segue. So Booksmarts in 2020, this time in October, was in a garage, homeless. His van broke down. He had lost his office. He had lost all of his essay writing work, all of his ghostwriting work. And he had just started streaming on Twitch and taking it more seriously. And he had finally gotten a new office, thanks to the support of the people on Patreon, at least in part. Booksmarts in 2021, at this time of the year, enjoyed a good few months of travel, is living in Romania and Europe, hops between Airbnbs to save on what rent would cost if he was back home. He has a decent following of people who watch and chat and, you know, He has an email full of people that want to help with his website, and I'm talking the third person because this is the Booksmarts brand or whatever. He has a lot of people supporting him, a lot of people in his corner that he didn't have then. He had some wonderful people then, but now there's a lot. And I hope that Booksmarts in 2022 has a stable house and living situation, is not living the nomad or vagabond life, has booksmarts.gg up and has a community place where people can hang out even when the stream isn't live, has a bigger Discord with lots more people to talk to, has a workforce of people that, whether they're being paid or whether they just want to contribute to the projects that I'm working on, are helping with a bunch of stuff, whether that's the political content that I want to do, the conversations that I want to host, or improving the reviews and getting those out in a timely manner, whatever it is. So I think that there is improvement year over year, and I hope that the next year we improve. Anywho, let's just get back into this, right? It's sickening that these people claim to be the arbiters of truth and science and then cannot change their minds in light of overwhelming evidence. I'm sure she could change her mind. She's just making fun of me for changing mine because she thinks it's because Destiny holds a lot of sway over me or something. It is sad that this type of ego and hostility is what we value, what we as a whole value. Yeah, perhaps, but I don't think she's reflective of everybody, right? Like, Twitch is a very small subsect of people, and this corner of Twitch is a very small subsect of Twitch, and this person in particular is a small subsect of that political segment, right? So we're quite a few levels down. Don't let this like bum me out too much. It did say league when I clicked it, but it's changed now. Well, thank God for my moderators, huh? No mod appreciation. I just did. I'm just a little bit late, okay? Okay, let's go ahead and continue here. Book, do you still hate Romania? It's growing on me. It's not my favorite country, but neither was Poland, you know what I mean? Dude, try to attend TI9. I don't think that you can. I heard online, and I don't know if this is true or not, that they refunded a bunch of people tickets because with COVID, they can't do that. And even if they did, I'm sure they check for vaccinations, and none of the countries here count my vaccine as a vaccine because it's not 2 doses. It was the Johnson & Johnson 1 shot, so I don't even think I could go if I wanted to. I don't watch Dota either, but you know, it's still a logistic impossibility. Anywho, let's go ahead and jump back into this. I'm going to continue to try and like just keep even keel. If she says something that gives me an opportunity to talk to you guys about it, I will, but 3.5x, you know, if you want to watch it on your own time. Thanks, dude. Megas X3 for the Twitch Prime. I appreciate that.
Have to do that. There's nobody fucking, I don't do that for anybody. Not anybody.
Yeah. Oh, man. So, like I said, I don't want to take this as an opportunity to throw a bunch of shit at Demonmama, but I don't think that it is something worth bragging about to say that you don't allow anybody to change your mind or to change your position on things, or that you don't back down from positions that you held at the behest of anybody or because of the arguments of anybody. Again, I'm going to assume that she hasn't watched the thing. Maybe she would have a different opinion if she watched the thing, but if I had proven to Demonmama on like 3 or 4 different occasions that she had misquoted something or got something wrong, I would hope that she would start to shake the foundations of her belief in something if it was all predicated on those specific instances of something happening, right? So
I don't think you're conclusion, but I think better, not enough. Oh no, I don't think you're conclusion, but I think better, not enough. So sad, so embarrassing, so motherfucking sad. Of course not. Of course not, because I'm my own fucking person. Because I think for myself. Of course I influence other people. But I have my own show, I have my own community, I do my own shit, I got my own fucking tongue, I got my own fucking look. And it's just taking away. Sorry, everybody's watching.
Okay. I would like to think that I'm my own person as well, that I have my own opinions. Steven and I disagree on debate review stuff all the time. There are times when I make concessions when I feel like he hit it on the mark. There are times where I don't make concessions because I don't feel like he hit it on the mark. In this particular case, I had things wrong. Those things that I had wrong were everything the belief was built on, so I conceded on the belief. I don't know.
To watch it. Let's go sure. Absolutely. I think I have a great conversation about it. I think I have a great conversation about it. In fact, I know him. Because I had a conversation on my Discord, in private, super private, just with other members of the Discord. We sat there and talked about it. the school topic to go away for a while, Samantha Banana. Talk to everybody who's obsessed with me about that. If you want that topic to go away, then you should fucking tell them all to get a grip. Straight up. Straight up, tell them to get a grip. They lost their shit over it. Oh, they're gonna be real mad today because I'm dropping a hot ass take. They're gonna have fun with it, I'm sure. You know what time it is? You know what fucking time it is? It's time for the bathroom song. And then it's time for the state of the stream. And then...
Okay, is that all? God, this is fast. My brain hurts. I'm sorry, buddy. What pad do you use to draw on? XP pen something. I don't know what the model is. It's the one with the dial at the top. This is what I hear at 1 XP when I'm listening to Mama. Good God.
I got some bonus stuff for you. A lot of bonus stuff. So don't go anywhere.
Okay, so we're all done, right? Or does she... I think we're all done. That's kind of sad. I'm going to admit, that is kind of sad. But it's mostly just that rant for like 20 minutes? Oh.
If you're not on the website, demonmama.com/live, go to the website. We're about to go to the state I plan on going for. You just gotta have fun here. You know, thanks, I guess. Gotta drop a cake. I got fucking Demon Mama stream. Hope you enjoy it. Fun. You're just gonna be I'm not silent. Did I go silent? I didn't start music yet. What the fuck? Let's do this. Fuck. That's not the right thing. Oh, I know I am based on
Mama has to go to the bath 3 hour days and 9 days a week, so let's give her and her bladder a little fucking break.
Okay, let's we're done with that one. Let's go ahead and put that one on the shelf, eh? Okay, well, there we go. That's my response to that. A good opportunity to talk about, like, you know, we're always encouraging people to change their minds and stuff when they get things wrong. I feel like that's what I did there. I don't feel like I capitulated because Big Daddy Steven told me to do something. That hasn't been the way it's worked in the past, even involving opinions about Demonmama. You may remember, and if you don't, this is a VOD that's out there that you could watch. There was an entire conversation that Demonmama had with Steven where I said that Demonmama, what she was saying made sense. I agreed with her position. I disagreed with some of her approaches on the argument. I feel like she fumbled the ball there, but at the same time, I thought that Steven rhetorically fell apart. We had someone who challenged him in a similar way that he challenges other people by bringing them into a kind of like emotional place where we're kind of going back and forth very, very quickly and we're taking digs at each other. And I feel like he didn't really keep up when they did that. And then he had another follow-up conversation with her where he did all the meme faces and people really liked that. But I just felt like that was childish, but that's, you know, not a popular opinion. So, I mean, there have been times in the past where I've even picked Demonmama over Steven in a conversation, whether people like that or not, whether Steven liked that or not, right? So, you know, that's not a new thing. This wasn't some special circumstance. Like, generally speaking, it works a different way. Or I guess it is a special circumstance. It's not like I'm capitulating because Steven is who Steven is. Chat, any opinions on her tongue split surgery? Let's not. Don't ban me for that. It's a Demonmama quote. Okay. Smart still in Europe? Yeah, I am. Some of Demonmama positions are good, but she drops the ball in explaining it better. Yeah, I think so. To be fair, Demonmama has some great, well-meaning takes, but we shouldn't be too hard on her. What is this clip?
I think I have it here. Where is it? Do I got it?
Let's watch this. Is this on like 3x or something?
I think I have it here.
No, it's not. Okay, she's just like rap godding. My bad. I was like, dude, it says that it's at 1.0 up here at the top left. Did I have this at 3x? I didn't understand a word of that.
I think I have it here. Do I have it here? Where is it? Do I got it? Oh, huh. Do I? Oh, uh-oh. Uh-oh, I got it.
What?
Up there, we got Hasanabi.
Uh-huh.
With the fucking 210,000 per month.
It's a lot.
Then we got Mike from PA with the 14,000
That's still a lot.
Then we got fucking Destiny down here with the 10K. Oh, Destiny's getting roasted by Central Committee these days. Oh my God, dude. Dude. What was that? Can I bring up? I wish I could bring it up. What is?
Imagine bragging about 3 rich people and that the rich person that you fucking simp for is beating the other rich person that you hate. She's like racing horses, but with rich people's fucking wealth. Like, get a hobby. Like, actually get a hobby. What the fuck?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, like, oh man, Booksmarts, you have to stop with the charitability thing, bro. You're getting yourself in too much trouble. To be charitable, like, when I saw that Central Committee was making more than Steven in subs, I was surprised. I didn't have the response that she had. But I was surprised at that. I didn't think that that would be the case. If you had put me into a room before the leaks and asked me about it, like, I would not have been able to guess that that Mike makes more in subs. Of course, that doesn't mean that Mike is making more money in general than Steven. I don't know if he is or not. My guess, again, I was wrong about the first thing, so not that my guess means anything. I would guess that he makes more because we're not including donations and Destiny.gg website subscriptions and stuff like that. You got to imagine that you make... well, he might have a partner deal where he makes a different amount, but you make like 50% more if you get the same number of subs on your own website. So there is that. There are the donations, you know, like, yeah, there's a lot of other stuff going on there. Doesn't Steve have income through DGG because of the whole lost sub button, etc.? I have no idea. One of your best qualities, no? I don't know. I don't think so. You don't have to be ultra good faith to still be good faith, Booksmarts. Yeah, I guess. I got to work on moderation. Roland Floor laughing totally forgot about all the DGG subs that give 90% instead of 50% of those $5 fees. Yeah. Most definitely. That's something that like worth considering. That's certainly on the forefront of my mind with getting booksmarts.gg up is like, if I don't have to plug Twitch subs, if I could have sub goals that are related to my own website, then I would be more than comfortable pushing sub goals. As it stands right now, I'll push donation goals, but you might notice we rarely ever on the channel push sub goals as a thing because I feel really uncomfortable pushing something where like Twitch is making half of every dollar that you guys are giving. Like, what makes me uncomfortable is the idea that you guys are giving $5, and I'm sure a lot of you are aware that I'm only getting half of that, but the idea that there is a service fee of 50% on every dollar that you want to give to me, it just, I think that's like not a way that I would want to push for you guys to contribute to the channel. I'd much rather push for you to donate, push for you to go on the Patreon, that other stuff. Even bits, you have a front-loaded expense. I think it's like 40% is going to Twitch of the money that you're sending in. Granted, every bit equals a cent that goes to the streamer, and that's a one-to-one thing, so it's easy to wrap your head around. But when you buy those bits, you're paying that extra up front for the bits. So, you know, I don't know. Aren't Mike's subs like mostly gifted? I don't know. I wouldn't assume. Lamau, wait, Book, you didn't know that butt being partner, what? That butt being partner means a huge hit to your income? I don't understand this message. I'm sorry. Hello, YouTube chat. I'm just visiting. I just got to rewind the VOD. Okay, Angela. Funny, she has this take and she defends Hassan's cozy little... Okay. I'm not going to get into your guys' stuff about Hassan and his house and whatever. Are you strategically looking to get out of the shadow of Destiny's influence? No? Thanks for the Twitch Prime. I appreciate it. That one's free. You can give those all day long, dude. That's free. You already paid for Prime. How do I answer this question? I want to answer you honestly. So let me think about this. So I'm not strategizing for that specific end, but, you know, I was outside today with my little notebook in the freezing cold, writing down all the stuff I wanted to talk about on stream today and get through. And it always does pop into my mind when I'm thinking about the business that, like, sometimes it makes me sad. Not that we cover Destiny stuff. It's never Destiny specific. What makes me sad is that we're in a place where we basically have to cover Twitch debate people. Or debate people in general. I'm gonna be real with you. It's not necessarily like I think the intellectual dark web or other online influencer people that have public conversations are necessarily like somehow much better than the Twitch thing. So sometimes it does make me sad that the content is so focused on people that I feel like are not very good at having conversations, that are not very good at settling disagreements, that are not very good at managing their rhetoric and weighing that against like the audiences they're trying to foster, or the political opponents they're trying to draw outlines around, right? So that makes me sad. And I am strategizing away from that. I would like to do more things or lay the groundwork for doing more things that are outside of that. Now, there is a functional part of the business, right? And I'm always transparent about this business stuff with you guys. There is a functional part of the business that can convert debate analysis to money. Now, what I then do with that money is the question. And that's why now, like with my time that this job frees up for me, and with the money that that job gives me, I'm trying to spend it more efficiently, both my time and money, on things that are going to get us out of here. Now, part of that time and money needs to be spent back on making the process of the main debate review stuff more efficient. If you guys know this, in the last couple of VODs, I asked you to reach out, and now we're moving into a main segment, so this is a perfect segue. I asked for people that are transcribers, people that are coders, people that want to help me with the debate reviews, to reach out via email, booksmarts.twitch@gmail.com, and let me know if that's something they would like to help with. I did ask that people give me a rate or the money that they want to make with that. Super duper lucky that we have a few people who seem very, very energetic about doing the work, even sent me samples of conversations that they would like me to look at, that they did the transcriptions for per the instructions that I described on stream. Those people, very high on my list for working with. I think some of them are expecting compensation, which totally fine by me. It's not fun work to do. But I think a couple of them, they want to do it for free, at least initially, or pay as you will. And that's super duper helpful, which means that after seeing how a review does financially, I can set aside some of those funds to pay those people, right? And that's my intention with that. And so, like improving that cog of the machine of Booksmarts that makes the reviews is something that I'm working on, so that we can get more money, do more reviews more often that are of the quality that I want them to be. Because again, we talked about water moving down the hill. I want it to always be moving down the hill. I want it to always be moving in a direction that I'm comfortable with. And I'm only comfortable with those line-by-line debate reviews if they're done properly. So that enables me to do them properly. It enables me to do more of them. So that's what I'm going to do. If you are somebody who wants to help with that stuff, you could technically still email me, but I think I have more than enough people. I could check the Notion document. Let me make sure I don't have that showing on the stream. I wonder if Booksmarts will be ripped off like Destiny was when you reached out offering pay for a service. No, probably not. I don't want to talk about my previous transcription person. They didn't follow instructions, which was kind of disappointing. But I think moving forward with people that understand the community and want to help the community, they seem more than motivated to like do things the right way. So, or at least the way that I'm asking for. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20. And this is just of the emails that I have caught up on so far. We have had 20 different submissions from people who want to help with transcription alone. So honestly, huge applause. Thank you. I do appreciate that. Thank you all for reaching out, and for anybody that reaches out in the future, thanks a ton. I really do appreciate that. But I think we have more than enough people. Okay, so we don't need anybody else to reach out. The only kinds of people that I would encourage to continue to reach out are people who are educated, right? Particularly with an education on communication, the English language, psychology, politics. If you have an education in something that would help with contributing to the reviews, I'm okay with you still reaching out. If you're okay with working for free and reviewing a transcript and putting your own notes about what you think about the conversation, I am looking for contributors, people that are going to take the transcription that is done by other people, add their own comments on it or their own patterns that they see, write a brief at the top of the page with what they think are the most important parts of that conversation per the philosophy that I'm putting forward and per the rubric that I'm working on. And then that helps, right? Because right now, all I can look at to get understandings of the opinions about these conversations are viewers and streamers. And viewers have their own flaws, which you guys are very well aware of, so I'll put them in a box aside. Streamers have, right, their own problems that we're aware of, right? And they have their own lenses that they look through. If I watch an irrelevant review of something, he's a pretty consistent dude on reviewing things in a very particular way. I can rely on that, right? But it also means that after a certain point, I can kind of predict what Relly is going to say about something or how he's going to react to something. So I have like a mental model of irrelevant in my head, and I can guess what he would say about stuff, right? Same with Destiny. I can guess what Destiny would have a problem with. I can guess at what parts Destiny would freak out or at what parts he would praise somebody. Sometimes he does throw curveballs that I didn't anticipate, but I can generally guess which way he's going to go with things, which is why sometimes when people tell me, Destiny said that this conversation went blah, blah, blah way, it irritates me, but it irritates me not for the reasons that you think. It's just because yeah, I could have guessed that he is going to have that opinion about this conversation. That's totally fine. I have a very different way of viewing conversations, whether you like that or you don't like that. If you're here, I would assume you like that. So you can understand that constantly hearing what Destiny thinks about things when I can more or less predict what Destiny is going to think about something, and it's very different than the way I look at things, it gets old to hear. So to make a long story short, I have plenty of transcribers. I appreciate everybody that reached out for that. Unless you're educated and want to help on contributing to these, I do not need any more help with that. I think we're good. I have like a good 7 people that I think are going to be solid choices for doing transcription, checking, and annotating. So transcribers are going to write things out, right? They're going to listen to a Twitch VOD and type it all out. Checkers are going to go through that script, maybe add their own notes about things they're repeating, and they're going to listen to the video and make sure that it's all verbatim. And then the final category, which is a bit of an overlap with that middle category, are people that are going to look through, write a brief at the top, and annotate it with whatever they think about the conversation. What parts do they think are important, according to a rubric that I'm working on. So that's the full transparency of the process there. Oh, Aristocracy, hello. Booksmarts, did you put out the analysis of my... You always ask that every day. Eris, you would know if I did it or not. Not to be mean to you, but you wouldn't know if I did it or not because it would already be out. No. The reason why is I don't want to do... Okay. Here's what I will say. Eris, I'm going to check something, and I might have to eat my words, so I'm going to check before I speak here. But, okay, you have this. Good. Let's see. Okay, it's up. Never mind. I'm not going to say what I was going to say. I will leave it unknown to the viewers as to what I was going to say. So I am working with transcriber people. Those transcriber people will go through that conversation, transcribe the entire thing. Somebody will check that transcription. I might have some people give some comments on it, and then I will finish my review of it. We will go live with it, and we'll do this pipeline the way that I think version 3.0 or whatever the reviews are going to go, where multiple people are working on the process. That's going to take a while. I don't mind. It's drama shit. The colder and colder it gets, the more workable I think the material becomes, the less emotionally attached to it people are. So it's going to take a while. It's not going to be a tomorrow thing. It's not going to be the next day thing. It's not going to be 3 days from now thing. This is probably going to be like a week out. That would be my guess at this point, conservatively. So I was arguing with my friend that you hadn't done it yet, and he said you did. Well, your friend's a dumb fuck. If your friend is Supreme, I have told Supreme that I've looked over the entire conversation. I have some basic notes on it, but that was before I made the decision to really make sure that every review from now on is done in this process that I want it to be done in. So I have watched it. Thank you for that, Raphael. I have watched it. I have my opinions about it. However, I want to wait until I finish a line by line to go public with all of the takes that I have about it, right? I've said the basics of it. I like your conversational approach. I like your constant use of concessions. I like your management of tension in a conversation. And I want to highlight what I thought you did well. We're not going to be focusing on Anna or stuff that Anna is doing outside of some points at the very beginning and when that rears its head. But yeah, so we're not going to have the overly charitableness that I have received criticisms about, which I think are not unfounded, right? I hear you guys. I hear you, Steven. I hear you, DGG. I hear you, my community, right? Like the overly charitable thing, not going to happen. Just because there is a very clear person that people are rallying against in a conversation does not mean that I need to go out of my way to improve my good faith or my charitability and to go stretch backwards to be fair to that person or to really think about how that person could believe the things that they believe. We're not going to be doing that anymore. That is a waste of my time because you guys don't appreciate it as much as I thought that you would appreciate it. That's not to put it on you. That's just to say the reason why I do that stuff so often is because I feel like if and this gets back to a fundamental philosophical thing about me, right? We have to go back to these moral axioms or whatever the hell you'll call them more often because I think it will help you guys understand me a lot more. We did this a lot when I started streaming. We do that less now because I don't like repeating myself. So I just assume that everybody knows the lore moving forward. Remember that my religious or spiritual beliefs or whatever involve reincarnation. I believe that there is a not so slim chance that I will either have to like watch the lives of other people or live through the lives of other people. And I try to bring that into the way that I engage with other people. I try to be super empathetic. So when I see somebody like Anna in the situation that she's in, I try to think, if I were in Anna's shoes, how would I want this guy to handle this conversation? Would I want him to roast me when I'm convinced that this was abuse and blah, blah, blah? No. If I'm in the situation that Demonmama was in her conversation with Hans, like, do I want people to tell me that I was like completely in the wrong and completely an obstacle and my position makes no sense and blah, blah, blah? No, I would want people to try and go out of their way to understand where I'm coming from, to see the flaws in this other dude that I'm talking to, etc., right? When I look from Hans's perspective, I think Hans is better at handling and processing criticism. He can probably take some information about what he's doing wrong better. He is setting out to be a good faith interlocutor, and he preaches on his channel and on social media about how he wants to host and be a part of better conversations. He seems like somebody more receptive to a message that might be more strongly worded, that might have more strong expectations for him, right? So like, when I do this empathy thing, that is part of what is fueling how I approach these conversations and their reviews. I think that I have a very public position here. That person might view this thing, their audience might view this thing, and I want to make sure that I'm doing them justice from that perspective. That means that sometimes I go out of my way to an extent that people have problems with, you know? I don't want to repeat myself on that point, but just remember that's part of, you know, what happens. Let's see here. The fair and balanced approach. Yeah, maybe. I just hope I'm not a dumb fuck in my next life. Okay, dude. Booksmarts, that's just empathy, lol. There's still, however, a mutual expectation of empathy, so it can't be so one-sided to the unreasonable person. Yeah. Oh my god, Booksmarts, getting older. Your hair is turning white. Is that a wizard's hat? What the fuck? Anywho, what is Eris yelling about in here? Haha, take the time you need. People just keep telling me it's done. Well, don't believe people. Believe me. And if that people is Supreme, I told Supreme it's not ready. So, you know, if by people you mean Supreme, just know. Like, I don't talk to anybody else about how, like, I'm sorry to out you, Supreme. But Supreme and Lucifer are like the only two people that I talk to about like ongoing work. Those are the only two people that I talk to. I don't talk to Steven about that stuff. Steven, the only extent that I had of conversations with Steven about this was I asked him, hey, I know that there's all this shit going on. Like, would it be cool if I covered this, or should I not? You know, because that was one thing that, if I recall correctly, you did not do when you did the Anna thing. And it's something that I certainly want to do. And generally speaking, if I have some kind of personal communications with people, whether that's ICO or irrelevant or whatever, I try to just ask them about the review before I do it. So him, Supreme, Lux, those are like the only people that I talk to about this stuff. I'm just getting trolled. Yeah, probably, dude. Probably. Will the Vosh Destiny Bridge ever be built again? Yeah, probably. If it becomes mutually beneficial for the both of them, then probably. Such a dissonance to hear the empathy take in context of Demonmama's view of him. I need to take more moments to center myself, you know? That, like, if you're watching this stream and you're like, Booksmarts is, he's a bit different today. I meditated before I came on stream today. I'm still doing breathing techniques as I'm talking to you guys. I'm trying to keep in my mind the things I was thinking about before I came on stream today. I'm allowing myself to take breaks. Like, I've learned a lot watching old me and remembering how old me took this very, very seriously. And so present me is going to take it equally seriously, right? I understand your comment. I think that there is some irony there. But I don't do this empathy thing with the expectation that the other party is going to do the same for me, right? Like, I think a cool thing when you read like Buddhist scripture about stuff, or even some Hindu scriptures about stuff, is this idea that like sometimes there are problems that you have in previous lives that you then have to solve in the present life or even future lives. There's some stuff that you just keep going through that you need to fix. And so sometimes when I look at like the way that Demonmama treats me, in spite of the way that I treat Demonmama, I just like to think that like, okay, well that's a problem that Demonmama is going to have to fix. That's a problem that Demonmama has to go through, right? That's a problem that probably followed her from the last time she lived through this, and it's something that she's going to have to continue to work on. And if she doesn't figure it out in this life, she'll have to figure it out in the next life. I have similar stuff. I probably have stuff that I've been doing wrong since the very beginning, like being fat and drinking soda and smoking and all the other vices that I have, right? These are probably carryovers from some other life, and I'm still not learning my lesson. And I know at a conscious level that that would be the better way of doing things, is to not do those, but I still do them, right? And she probably knows that it would be a better world if everybody was kind to everybody else, but for whatever reasons she has, she doesn't do that, right? So I try not to worry myself with that too much, because I can't let the decisions of other people necessarily like guide the way that I choose to engage. If I'm convinced that that's something that I morally should do, I'm going to follow that. And if other people shit on me for that, I can choose to steer clear of them. I can like choose to make little decisions to like avoid being hurt by that moving forward. But it doesn't mean that like I should just completely 180 on my belief around a single person because that single person burned me or something like that. That's not the way I think about it. It is a mug of Coke then. Nice. Yeah, it is. Have you ever drank on stream? I've drank on stream quite a few times. Fuck those ideas. I do shit because I believe in it, not because it conforms to what will benefit me, which you do, and I vibe with it. Oh, okay. But don't you want to be stuck in the endless loop of toxic behaviors with the rest of us? I am. I have plenty of toxic behaviors. I'm not the fucking Buddha. If you drink soda with sugar and then a diet soda afterwards, that cancels it out. Just waking up and saw you on. Good morning. Nice to see you on. Heavy stuff for just waking up. Aw. Check my logs. I'd rather not. You talk a lot of fucking shit, WrestleWeebs, and I'm sure I don't want to test my patience with you. The vast majority of drinking has been water for like 15 years. Lol. Okay. Booksmarts is the loveliest stream in my opinion. I'm happy, dude. Bro, you see my phone? You seem like a nice guy. The water bottle is filled with vodka. That's how I get through the streams. That's how I keep my cool. I really appreciate your view and your openness to speak on it. I think I need to do that more, dude. Like again, watching the old VODs has been such like a treasure trove of insights that I already had, right? Like, it's just making the connection between my internal experience of reality and what I portray to you guys was something that I was way more aware of when I was a smaller streamer. I took it a ton more seriously. There was a point around this time a year ago where I broke. I was sick of people not following the stuff that I was saying in my reviews. I was sick of people not following private advice that I was giving them. I was sick of people disregarding my reviews as being like overly charitable or this, that, or the other thing. I was sick of people like treating me what I felt like was like kind of terribly, right? Like, I was sick of getting super duper negative comments that just seemed to be doing it to get a rise out of me. I was sick of the whole online debate space because of how toxic it was and how everybody, whether they say that they care about rhetoric or not, is secretly just in it to like get rich and do this and that. Like, I was just really disillusioned with the whole thing. And then I just decided I'm going to have fun on my stream. I'm not going to care about being responsible. I'm not going to care about that stuff because other people don't. And because I can make more money if I didn't. And some of those lessons were fine. Shilling is fine. I think it's fine to ask for money when you're putting out content and you're putting your heart out there for people. I think it's fine to be able to ask for money. That's something that I'm keeping, right? If you enjoy this, if you enjoy me telling you these things, if you enjoy me being maybe a living embodiment of the way that you wish other people operated, whether that's active listening or the communication approach that I take, or being fair to people in debate reviews, or talking about these philosophical ideas, you can always support that content, whether that's by helping me like these people that emailed and were happy to help with transcription work, or whether that's donating, whatever your situation enables you to do, or just write me something nice. Like, tweet a nice thing about me on Twitter. I read it. Leave a nice comment. When you see somebody shitting on me in another Reddit, leave a nice comment under my YouTube video. Send me an email talking about what it was that I said that impacted you and how that's changed your life in some way. I love all that stuff. It's free to do it. So there are plenty of things that you could do to support me, whether that's financially, with your time, with your energy, however, you know, all that stuff helps. All that stuff makes me want to keep doing this. So bear that in mind. That's my little bit of a shill. I've fallen into that trap of giving advice and getting angry at people for not following it. I realized I just needed to stop giving advice unsolicited. Sure, but that's my whole job here. And like, I don't really care about that as much anymore. When people choose not to hear me out at all, and they did before, I'm just kidding. I don't care as much about that anymore. I kind of got over that part of it. I worked through that on my own. And you might think that I didn't because I said some things about a topic that I'm not allowed to talk about anymore, but it's not coming from that place really. Just to give you my personal opinion about it. Where were we? Now I've been distracted. Okay, I will write it here. What is the reason you won't DGG source code? I don't want you to go broke. The reason why I won't be using a DGG source code is because the DGG source code apparently is difficult to work on top of or to build stuff on top of. It is, yeah, so we'll say that. On top of that, there are exploits out that are public about that code. There are plenty of reasons that I don't want to use that. I also would like to just have a community project similar to the way that Steven did it, where people from my community, and this I am still taking emails for. If you are a person who has a lot of experience with databases in particular, because apparently databases are going to be hard, payment processing software or payment processing implementations on a website, or you're just a general front and back end full stack web developer person, and you're willing to contribute your time and energy to this project, reach out. booksmarts.twitch@gmail.com. He and his community came together to build that thing. I think me and my community can come together to build this thing. On top of that foundation, I will have an understanding for how all of it works. I will have a bunch of people in my corner that I can have help me with additions to it over time, right? And that enables me to do a lot more with it. So that enables me to do the channel points idea that I want to do. That enables me to do the bits idea that I want to do, the polls ideas that I want to do. it enables me to do more because I have a foundation upon which I could build what I want to build. And so that's why it is a big initial investment for me now, but that is broken up over a long period of time. And a lot of the people that reached out seem to want to do it out of the kindness of their heart, and they're donating their time to me, which I super duper appreciate. Fabian, the person who is helping me kind of direct and manage these people in the project at large and communicate what the hell is going on to me. Fabian, I am paying because we worked that out beforehand. But everybody else that is donating their time to this project, very much appreciated. And I'm sure that dividing up that work and having multiple people work on different things is going to be helpful, and we'll be able to knock that out of the park. Also, if you are somebody who knows how to make things that I can put on OBS that will let me get polls from people and stuff, let me know. Let me know. I know that's very broad and vague, but email me and we'll talk more about it. Where are you located? Romania. Newton, I like them thick. Nobody. Can you make that more scientific? Okay, dude. One situation I thought was interesting was when Destiny talked to you about the Hans and Demonmama debate. I felt like he opened you up to things in that debate. Would that be accurate? Yeah, of course. Yeah, that is accurate. He did. He opened me up to things in that debate. But that's because I had misunderstandings about the quotes, because I half-assed it and I wrote it in a fucking paint program with a fucking mouse. And not the fucking smartest way of doing debates. That's why I'm going to release a video where I go through that conversation, talk about the changes in the background processes, talk about how we're bringing on these new people and having them help, talk about the rubric, talk about all the changes I'm making to the formal debate review process, and how I've learned from that incident, right? And how I'm going to be moving forward, right? Into the Eris versus Anna conversation. I think you should always remember that your job as advice giver is not to enforce it, only to show the way and hope that someone takes your advice. Surely. Just came in. What kind of technologies are you using? That's the thing. Here, programmer people, I'm speaking to you. So let me go ahead and bring in front of me. And I love you, Fabian, but this is also an opportunity for people to audit the audit, okay? If any of this does not make sense to you, mention this in the email. But Fabian wants to take 1 to 2 weeks to look into the technologies and what we want to pick in terms of, let me see here. Let me find it. To pick the language and the database that we will be using for the website, okay? After that period is done, that 1 to 2 weeks of picking the database and the language and playing around with it and getting some pre-core thing done, like some kind of very, very basic shell where he's playing around with stuff and he has some idea of how maybe they're going to work it out, then we'll move on to looking at the profiles of different people who have reached out in the email, looking at what they're specialized in, and then picking people that will be good for the project or different parts of the project, right? So depending on the database and the language that we pick, we'll be drawing upon people that have those abilities. And then once we have those people picked out, we'll match them with parts of the project that need to be done, working with Fabian on the foundational aspects of the website, the very, very basic front end, and then all of the back end stuff. And then after that's done, after we have the basics done, then we're going to build out from there. So a lot of the more complicated features and the difficult things with the YouTube API and some other trickier things, the payment processing, that's when all of that will be done. So that's what we're going to do. While that is going on, and here's another thing that you could reach out if you want to help me with, I need to find a designer who is going to help me design the website. I had a designer that I paid before. I need to be very careful not to make complaints about people that I've worked with. That's something I have to work on. So we had a very basic website picture done. It didn't have wireframes. Apparently they normally come with wireframes, but this was not included. I didn't know that. I didn't ask for it. That's my bad. So we'll be redoing that. And I will find somebody either who wants to donate their time to help with that or has some payment that is reasonable that they're asking for. And we'll design the website. I have a list of features that I want in the website outside of the chat room and stuff. So if you need that, I have that. We'll work on the design. We'll get wireframes for it. We'll get a very basic model of it up and running that I can play around with because we'll have wireframes, right? And then we'll iterate on it. So then maybe 2 to 4 weeks after that is done and we have the wireframes and a basic skeleton of it up, I'll play around with it. I'll be thinking constantly and looking at different websites to find features that I want to add. Then I'll probably bring you back on or somebody else back on to edit the website. And while all that is going on, they're working on the core of the chat and all of that functionality. And that's the plan. That's the plan. Can you post the feature list on the Discord? No. If you want to work on this, you're going to have to reach out via email. Tell me about your competencies and what you're able to do, what languages you work in, what experience you have, that kind of stuff. And then we'll go from there. I'm not going to post all this stuff into the Discord for everybody. That doesn't need to happen. So what languages have you worked with? What technology stacks are you familiar with? The time frame of your experience and where that experience is coming from. Do you have any experience with databases? And if so, how much? Do you have a GitHub with your previous work? These are the kinds of questions that I'm going to ask you. Check my previous message, please. Don't want to spam. Okay. Oh, man. You're being very difficult with me. How long have you been streaming for now? Oh, no, that's the wrong person. Sorry, I'm colorblind. Are you still open to being hired for writing/tutoring assistance on email? Yes. Or are you mainly sourcing income from donations now? Right now, it's mainly from donations, but I'm starting to pick back up with my commission clients. So if you want to be one of those commission clients, definitely reach out. We have a command !work. You can do the !work command and you can get my email. I think that'll also give you a Notion document with the basics of what tutoring would look like, what the pricing is like, what consulting would look like, what commissioning reviews would look like. I will point out, okay, I will take some fucking credit here, okay? Doomer Politics' video, Doomer Politics' video about Vosh being bad has more views than any video I have ever done. Let's take a look at that real quick, okay? And people have problems with what his arguments are, how he's making them, or blah, 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 blah. But the view connection successful. F? Yeah, we got F'd. We got F'd in the A, homeboy. Not good. Neat good. Sorry, I guess the randomly resets here. We're having like Destiny-esque problems. The Svensk are running the internet services here apparently. BS.GG already hacker, man. Yeah, dude. Anywho, going back to this. Doomer Politics video. 214,000 views. Okay, it did reasonably well. It got shared a lot. Streamers that watched it enjoyed react-andying to it. I think that this was a success for Doomer. I helped him with the script. I think I have an editing credit maybe at the very end or something. Special thanks to Booksmarts for feedback and guidance. So, you know, like, if you have a YouTube project you're working on, I don't really care what the subject is necessarily. You want help with the optics of it? You want a second opinion on it? I'm happy to help you. That's something you can always commission. Doomer most certainly did. So I looked through his script. I think a couple of iterations of it. He sent over quite a few iterations of it along with a research document. I went through it. I added comments. We had I think at least 1 or 2 phone calls where we talked about it. So, you know, if that's something you're interested in, that's also available. You want an opinion on a debate and you're an oiler and I refuse to do it on stream, you could commission my own review of a debate. You know, like, there are many options for commissioning Booksmarts to do stuff. And the way that you do that is exclamation point work. And, you know, that's that. So, yeah, that's definitely something I still do. Long story short, that's still something that I do. What is this? Somebody said something about your jacket. Your jacket makes me feel unsafe and I don't know what you have in its pockets. I don't have anything in the pocket. It's empty. What a weird thing to worry about. What would you even build on top of a glorified chat room, lol W? Shut the fuck up, dumbass. Sorry. Whoops. Let's take a deep breath, Booksmart. They don't know about the website. That's okay. Don't call them a dumb fuck. That's really mean and uncalled for, even if they're trying to upset you. Just hurry up with this segment about the shills. It's taking too long, and you should probably get this done quicker. Okay. Coders, reach out to me. Transcribers, we already have that. I'm going to look at my notes and just go through my notes. It's his big ass pecs. Yeah, maybe. I have suspected him to pull out the bird from that pocket. Have you ever had issues with separating the political beliefs with personal ones? Friendships, relationships? No, not really. Just when people talk about it all the time, that's when I get cringed out. But usually I can just ask people not to talk about it, and it's fine, because I live in a real life where real people respond to situations in real ways. I've had before where friends just don't stop talking about political shit, and I'm like, bro, you have to stop talking about this shit, because you're triggering the fuck out of me. I don't want to argue with you. I don't want to debate with you. You're putting out hooks for a conversation that is never going to happen. I'm never going to argue with you about this. So just stop fucking talking about it. If this is your life and that's all that you do, then you have to understand, I'm never going to engage with it. You're going to be a boring fuck from my perspective, oh man, when I had more gay friends, and I don't know if this is a gay thing, so don't take it in a gay way, all right? But I've had this a lot with gay friends in the past, where they get real uppity about political shit, and they get real fucking involved. And this is on both sides. This is not like a progressive, picture of things. Don't get that picture in your head. I've had actually more conservative gay friends that are just super vocal about fucking everything political. Bro, shut the fuck up. I don't care. Who cares what your opinion on abortion is? I don't care. I don't care if you think that certain people are running the world government. I don't want to hear about it. Honestly, I really don't. I don't want to hear that you think the country is going to fall into pieces next year. I don't don't want to hear about it. It's just so boring to me. I have zero interest of ever engaging with it outside of being high on drugs. Okay? That's a conversation topic that will just bore me to death with you. And there's so many other interesting things we could talk about, right? So annoying. People always say the gays are uppity. Do they? I've never heard this. So you say this, but do you find people intentionally seek you out because they know you do it? What? I'm starting to get heavier, and it seems people know I am, and they choose to keep bringing shit up always. Well, maybe. I don't know. You just jumped into a whole other thing. I don't have people talking to me about being fat. This is a completely different thing. I'm going to stop responding to these messages. What does Booksmarts talk about if it's not constantly politics and debates? Nowadays, it's chat shit. Hello. Hi, cherry people. I just got done saying that I really appreciate everybody who reached out, who wants to work with me on my new website, booksmarts.twitch. That is months out, according to the timelines I'm being given right now. If you're a web designer, if you are a coder, reach out to me. That'd be super helpful. Bunch of people offered to help me transcribe conversations so that I could do debate reviews on them. That's super awesome. That's going to help me get these out quicker and quicker. So if you're somebody who appreciates the lore that Cherry does, you may also appreciate the reviews that I do. I'm sure there's no small overlap between those audiences. So if you've been wondering where are the Booksmarts reviews, more are coming, because now I have help. And I feel more comfortable with asking for help. So that's that. I need to just finish this long, boring list of things that I need to talk about. If this bores you, feel free to hop off. I don't blame you. This is like an update stream. So transcription people, that's dope. If you are educated and you want to help me with adding annotations to transcriptions about your thoughts on conversations, reach out to me with your education credentials and how you would want to contribute. booksmarts.twitch@gmail.com. Coders, we already talked about that. Big thanks to the Booksmarts community. Amazing that all of you reached out and offered to help with this. I do appreciate it. It's a lot of emails, but I do appreciate it. So we have a few weeks till I'll have another update on the booksmarts.gg website. So if these annoy you, They won't be happening again. If you're a website designer, reach out to me. Thank you for the subscription. Blitzkrieg! I appreciate that. How do I say your name? 3283. So, 1, 2, 3, 2, or 1, 2, yeah. 3, 2, 4. Wait, no, not 4. What is 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I fucking forget, dude. Nah, I can't. 3, 2, 1, 3. Okay. 8. My bad. 8. You fucking wrote it wrong. That's on you. That's not on me. Okay. To clarify before you ignore. Oh my God. Once people hear I'm into politics, all they seem to want to talk about is politics. Yeah, I know. Well, don't put that out there. Say it's my work and I hate talking about it. If it frustrates you, don't be a little bitch. Just tell them that. Just go, hey, FYI, I do politics all day, so I don't want to talk about it with my friends. I hope you can understand. Like, just be honest. You know, just be honest about it. And don't open with that. Don't tell them what you do then. Like, I've stopped telling Uber drivers that I do politics online because then they want to talk about politics. You know what I tell them instead that gets a much more interesting response from them? I tell them, oh, I give advice to political people about, how to really communicate to the other side more and how to like build more consensus, just because I think what is a huge problem right now is understanding each other and not villainizing each other. And, I just feel like we are in this time and in this place where like we disagree with each other on stuff and we use those disagreements as the basis for completely writing people off. That gets an interesting conversation out of them because regardless if they're on the left or on the right, they think that the other side's doing that. So then it's an interesting conversation, one that I like to have. And because once I get the consensus with them on that needing to be a thing, and they let out little bits where they're like, yeah, like the fucking Democrats, man, they say this shit and I go, oh, look, you just did it. That's what I tried to solve. You can't be talking shit about Democrats as a republic, and then it gets fun because I already have their buy-in to the central conceit, and I can help them correct some things that maybe they're not seeing that they're doing that the other side they don't like is doing. Anywho, that's that. So more brains equals better on the Booksmarts reviews, okay? Having more educated people that are giving their opinions on top of streamer opinions and chat opinions will help me to have a better review. So that's why I'm inviting those people to do that. If you're an animator that just wants to create fun little animations or art, I could use sub badges or something. I don't know. Reach out. Already talked about this. Already talked about that. Timestamps, okay. Oh, I didn't talk about timestamps. If you want to help me timestamp videos, call me. Because that's such a fucking pain in the ass. I enjoy it because I can watch back the stream and watch the chat and stuff, but that's losing its appeal to me fairly quickly. So if you want to timestamp Booksmarts videos shortly after they air, ring ring banana phone. In 2022, I mentioned this at the beginning of the stream, but I hope to make this Booksmarts thing a much bigger endeavor, covering politics, talking with more people, and hosting interviews and maybe debates and conversations, doing a ton more debate reviews. I would like to do at least one every week. That would be awesome if there was just constantly this flow of people are writing transcripts and I need to pick a conversation. And then once the transcript's done, I check it out. And I check it out after people give their opinions. And then I go live, maybe 2 or 3 days after that. I think that there could be a weekly cycle to that. And I hope by this time next year, I'm able to put those out on a weekly cycle, maybe. Every Friday we have a big debate thing. That would be really cool. And then doing all the other stuff I want to do, shooting YouTube videos, having a YouTube channel that puts out 3 to 4 videos a week. That would be really cool. I think that I can accomplish that maybe within 6 months. I asked for video editors to reach out. We have some very promising people, including some people whose work I am already familiar with. So at least 2 of the editors edit for channels or do meme highlight things that I have really enjoyed. And to learn that people who are making YouTube content that I really enjoy want to reach out and help at reasonable rates is super duper cool. Because I'm like, yeah, I would like your help. Like, yeah, that would be dope. I would really like that. So hopefully more varied kinds of videos coming to the YouTube channel. Look forward to that. Yeah, I'm less doomer. You know, like, every time I reach out for help and I get people that want to help me, it makes me realize that I have this backstop of like people that want to help me. And this is gonna sound really weeby, okay? But in Naruto, there's this opening where like all of the hands of all the people in Konoha and like people he likes like push him up and like raise him to his feet. That's what I feel like with when I ask for help and I get 50 emails in my inbox. At first I feel overwhelmed for a long time, but then I feel really happy because you know what that means is I have all of these people that are just willing to help me and are willing to, like, they see a ton of value in this. Most of the emails start off with like, hey, I've been watching you for this and this amount of time. I think what you're doing is super productive. I think we need more of it, yada, yada. Maybe talking about a personal story that how it's benefited them. And it's like, these are just the people that want to help me. How many other people are just like quietly viewing? Because some of these people just quietly view. They're like, hey, I've never sent a message in chat before, but I saw you ask that you want this help. I've never donated. I've never subbed. I've never done any of that stuff, but I'm a loser and I stay at home all day and I could help with this at the very least, or something like that, right? Like, oh, okay, that's dope. Like, that means I wonder like how many people out there are in that situation. They've just watched the videos, they've appreciated them, and they don't chat, they don't sub, they don't donate, they don't bits, they don't do any of that extra bullshit. They watch and they really enjoy it, and it impacts their life in like a really real way. That's awesome. I love that. So I'm not doomer. I'm feeling really, really good. Based loser. Thanks, dude. Help me, loser. Never done it. Never subbed. Stolen Wi-Fi. I only edit DSP videos, so unless you start e-bagging or playing video games really shitty, it's not my wheelhouse. I don't know if you know my history with video games, Ryan, but I do play video games. Some would say this kind of shittily. So if you're talking about playing games shittily, my friend, oh boy, do I have news for you. Oh, the entire cast helping Naruto's Rasengan. Oh, that's what it is. Okay. The will of fire, if you will. Yeah, dude. How do I un-email a dude? Oh, shit. Oh. It's because you're a great guy, Book. Yeah, probably. Let's see here. Editors need to be paid. It's not easy to find a good editor these days. Yeah, sure. I would agree. It could be difficult to find a good one, maybe. I have a lot of faith in people that have been doing it for a while. So there's at least, like I said, at least 2 very good candidates. So I look forward to working with. And one of them has a long track record of working professionally with other content creators. And I can go and see all the things that they've done that have been done on time. And like, I have an appreciation for the professionalism of like that person in particular. So I think that like when an editor has a resume and like a track record of like delivering all the time and pumping out videos for like multiple channels or something like that, that personally gives me like a lot of whatchamacallit. I have like a lot of faith in him. So I don't know. Plus it's much easier when you have a lot of people to choose from, because then you can just give people different projects and try them out. I hope Tack is not sweating. You can still do all the debate review stuff, Tack. But I think that like one person can only do so much. And as I've talked with Tack before about like, it's always been the plan to have multiple editors helping with different stuff, because eventually, like 5-year plan for the channel, it would be cool if I had multiple channels or multiple different projects, or maybe hosted a podcast with somebody else and needed a clips channel, or did a whole other Twitch channel about something else, right? Like, or go work for an org and produce content on there, you know, like there's a lot of different pathways for me, and I'm water falling down the hill. I'm going to follow the path that allows me to continue doing what I'm doing, gives me the funds and frees up my time to do those things, and gets me closer and closer to like helping the world in a way that I see is the way that I need to help it. So, in that future, I see there being all sorts of editors for all sorts of different stuff. Anywho, no, August has not reached out. Are you going to start playing League? I heard people that really want viewers play that game. I emailed Book like 10 minutes ago and he hasn't replied. Scam, in my opinion. Well, some people have been waiting weeks, so, you know, don't think you're special. I remember there was a guy who had a Patreon for adding timestamps to Vosh VODs. Lol, that was a useful service. Interesting. You know I want to see you thrive, Bookie. Yeah, of course. Pretty sure one of the is August, since he's basically unemployed now with Destiny banned everywhere. It's not August. Actually, I think I can be transparent about this. Do you guys remember Arcadum? Do you remember the Arcadum thing? The guy who apparently had allegedly did some awful things and was a bit of a dickhead in some recorded conversations. Do you remember the meme video of him as one for all? Like all the anime stuff, and he's talking like that person reached out to me. They also made the conversation between Jack and Destiny, the Jack AM guy, where Jack was like like he's doing all the breathing and he's talking about how he's not mad. Like they did a couple of like really funny like meme videos, and so maybe they'll be able to do some meme stuff for the channel. That would be super duper cool. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. It's pretty cool you'd give Arcadum a second shot at an online career as an editor. No! He's not the editor I'm talking about, just to be clear. He's not the editor. He had some really cheap rates for DMing a future D&D project though. So he and I are probably going to work on that in the future. Look forward to an Arcadum hosted D&D. Kidding. Obviously kidding. It sounded like that's where it was going. Was everybody sweating? You remember Arcadum? The guy that people were saying a lot of mean stuff about? Totally nice guy. I talked with him in private. He seems fine. He's a fan of the channel. He said my communication stuff really inspired. Okay. I think it's time to cut the tape, dude. It's time to cut the tape. Bookfucker meme videos. Hell yeah, let's go. Yeah, like Stuart Keating made some meme videos of me of like impressions I did, or like rhetorical failures. Those are super funny. I would love to have more meme videos. It's just those take forever. Like you can ask Tack, and I'm sure Tack, as somebody who's worked with my content a bunch, would agree with this. Like that shit would take forever. You would have to, because like now in my brain, right, the way that I look at video editing, I think it's possible to like, while you're editing a debate review, to set aside clips and stuff to like know that you're going to use them for a meme highlight thing later. But that's like August level editing. Like you would have to like have a galaxy brain and keep in mind like 8 different projects that you're going to use the footage for, and like super duper multitask. And I think that's a lot to expect out of somebody. So I don't expect that Tack would be able to do that. Tack would have to go back through footage like over and over and over again for like different kinds of video projects that we would want to do. So like the idea of tack, like editing together in a timely fashion, the review videos, and to do that, and to do segments, and to do, you know, like, it's just unreasonable. It's not something I think that one person can do. You'd have to document those jokes and then grab each and every one. Yeah, it would take forever. Like, granted, and you and I have talked about this, like, the workflow that I was starting to stumble upon when I was like editing in Vegas and stuff may allow it to be done in like a reasonably quick fashion, but I don't think that like I could expect somebody to do it that way unless it was like a full-time paid position, because it would just be super duper unreasonable. And maybe in the future I do find somebody and make enough money to where it could be like a full-time paid position, but as of right now it's not possible. But like you could technically lay it out in Vegas, which is the editing software that I use, and you could set aside all the clips and have like different parts of the timeline dedicated to different videos and copy paste the clips as you go through and have a list of like what you're looking for when you go through the VOD the first time. So you're looking for funny clips, you're looking for repeating segments, you're looking for this and that. Like, if you make sure that you're doing 2 or 3 runs of the VOD and you have a checklist of things that you're looking for and that you're clipping, technically all within the same Vegas file, you could make like, I don't know, maybe like 5 different videos out of the one, but like it would like take very much sticking to like a workflow thing, and I just don't think that's like reasonable. So I'm not asking for that anymore. Did you know you start speaking faster and faster the longer you talk? My man is at 2x speed. Well, because like sometimes I start talking about something that I know is going to be boring. And if I know it's going to be boring, I just want to get through it very quickly because I doubt anybody wants to listen to it. Hey, Bookie, great to see your hair and balls looking so... Where are you seeing my balls? I have timelines literally about 24 hours long. Yeah, it gets crazy. Take a breath, my man. Jesus, you guys are being so mean. Do you need someone to relieve you after a long, rough day? How much does that pay? What the fuck? Yo, that might be... That's going to be a timeout. You need a 5-minute timeout. Go take care of whatever problem in your pants you have, Xander. That's a timeout for me, brother. Anywho, let's see. Was there anything else I need to respond to here? I don't think so. Okay. I think, because I have the drawing tablet out, but I no longer feel like drawing. If it gets boring, stop talking about personal stuff. You know what, Diogenes? I've seen you in other chats. I bet you're a fucking cherry chatter, aren't you? I'm here for my punishment? I have no punishment for you. Oh, wait, I think I might know what you're talking about. Wicked. Mr. Supreme, did you tell Aristocracy that I already had the review of her done? She was like, my friend told me that you already had it done, so I'm sorry if that was incorrect. I'm like, I only talked to like 2 people in the world about my reviews. It has to be like one of 2 people, and I don't think she's friends with Lux. So no, I have said no such thing. All right, then she's like Varys from Game of Thrones. She has whispers and sparrows, dude, out and about somewhere. I don't even know if that's true. It isn't. Like, that's why I was like, if Supreme told you that, he's pumping fucking smoke up your ass, because I've told Supreme, I've just watched the conversations. I don't have that stuff done. You never even told me if that's true. Yeah, like, that's why I was so confused. I only talk with you and Lux about the reviews either, so I don't know who the hell she's talking to. I'm gonna figure that out. There's a fucking leaker, dude. Maybe it's Tacite, dude. Tack, you're in the chat. You leaking? You fucking leaking, Tack? Are you a dirty little leaker, dude? Who else? Who else but Tack? E2, Brutus? Lucifer would never try to start shit. It's not starting shit. I'm just curious who the fuck she's talking to. I didn't snitch, I swear. If you did snitch, you'd have to be like, I don't know, he's been saying he's working on that for a long time. I don't know, he barely responds to what I put on my Notion documents. I barely talk to him. Yeah, I don't think anybody who has that information or is anywhere close to it would like be able to give her that information, so I'll have to ask her about it later. Hurry up and stream. Shut your stupid whore mouth. Hold on. I'm getting lost in the sauce. I'm starting to get mean again. I think that's a good sign that the stream should end. I'm gonna find a place to put you guys for the night. And then I'm gonna research into who Eris is talking to. I was talking to Supreme. I'm not mean. Okay, dude. Is it the moldy sauce? Yeah, maybe. I got hair in my sauce. Eris must be learning to inference from Destiny? Yeah, maybe. Or she's got imaginary friends. She has problems, I'm not sure. Twitch staff said leaker. Monka asked, what does it mean? We need to decode it. Maybe. If that decoding unveils an email address, we'll need to not say that on stream. Okay. It's time to cut the tape, dude. It's time to cut the tape. This is over. We're calling it. It's closing hours, party people. Everybody out. Everybody out. No drawing. Everybody out. No. I don't really feel like it anymore. Oh man, there's nobody to raid. Who do you guys want to raid? I already raided Fancy this week. Who do we want to raid? Booksmarts needs someone to cut his mic for him or he'll get banned. How funny would that be if I had somebody who could just cut my mic? Oh, you know what I should do? Raid Paint Tool Psy, Pixel Mixel. Where are you sending us? I have no idea. I'm like reading the chat. There's a feature to like pay to mute the mic, right? I'm always going to money. Maybe there is a way that people could cut my mic by paying for it. I don't know. That would be something worth looking into. Wait for Irrelevant. Bro, when's he going live? Here, I'll DM him. I'll DM him. We could draw until Relly comes, okay? We could draw until Relly comes. I'll DM him right now. Irrelevant. Yo, where you at, you bitch ass hoe? It's time to stream, and I need to raid. Hold on, let me edit this for rhetoric. He is live? He's live? Oh, he was watching the stream. Why didn't you say go? That could have rhymed. That's something we'll figure out in the second pass. Is he live right now? Really? Or are you guys fucking with me? I don't see him. Oh, he is. Okay. Literally 2 seconds ago? All right. We're turning into the irrelevant waiting room. Irrelevant. There we are. Okay. Everybody hop in. Everybody hop in. 250 person raid, and look who shows up. Yeah, me. I'll be in there. Sorry, Booksmarts. Thanks for the timeout. I need to be put in my place. If you ended that sentence with daddy, that would have been fucking funny. But you did need to be put in your place. Matter of fact, dude. All right. Have fun. Thanks for hanging out, party people. I'll keep working on the Booksmart stuff if I'm not live over and over again. Oh! Fuck, before you guys go. What is it for me tomorrow? What time is it for me? Tomorrow, it's 7 a.m. GMT plus 3. I will be doing League with Gappy V and Cherry. I think that should be 12 a.m. EST, although I'm not entirely certain. So bear that in mind. I'll see you guys then, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye. Goodbye, Twitch people. And to the YouTube people, you know, you're my favorites. Please leave a like and a comment and hit the fucking subscribe button, you dirty little heathens. I would appreciate that. More subscribers means I get more respect from my fellow content creators, and that's always helpful for arranging talks and stuff like that. It also means that you could get my content directly in your feed. So go ahead and do that. Likes help. Engagement helps. Type something, even if it's mean, it helps me with engagement. I do still go to the comments and read them from time to time to see if something interesting came up. Let me know. Is there any kind of lesson that I've given you that's helped you? Is there any kind of thing that I've said on the channel that has personally impacted you or changed the way that you engage with people or been generally useful, let me know. I would be interested to know. And that helps me improve the content moving forward. I will talk to the rest of you later.